Did I get Marianne?
No.
As long as I get Ginger,
He got
we're
Marianne.
sold.
Ah, that's right.
Damn you people always getting the better end of the bargain.
He said better in.
Don't get me wrong, man. Ginger looks great, but she can't exactly make coconut stew.
He can't sport the Daisy Dukes.
That's right.
Okay.
Ginger was a good ball.
She was a slut, is what she was. Come on.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You know what?
I mean-
I guarantee you, it wasn't anybody loving on the skipper.
I believe in female sexual freedom.
I'd have been on that island. Shit. God damn. What a fucking orgy every night. Alright, Captain Lansing on page. Oh, you didn't number your pages.
How about that, Professor, anyway, you know?
That was an oversight.
Okay.
Guy can build a
That's
radio
why I
out of
had
2
trouble
coconuts and
filling
some
because-
wire, but he can't fix a 4-foot hole in a boat.
Can't do that.
Alright, if you would go ahead and number your pages so we can be on the same page.
Oh, yes.
Literally.
Light rally. It's pronounced.
Yeah, light rally. That was the best.
Really ready.
Wait, it comes out to 4. Where's the stage?
Can we have some more?
Please, sir. Can I have some more?
Oh, goes anymore.
Okay.
Way too much fun. Way too much fun. 6. And this is going to be an exercise in reading aloud. Okay. Some questions before we begin. Do we?
Hold on. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. What's your question? Sorry.
How exactly do you intend to present this? Just like a panel, everybody sitting at a table or something, or
No, it'll be
some sort of a live orchestration, or?
it'll be probably an 8 by 16-foot stage with a curtain behind us. Very simple. One table will be the Foley table, theremin player either by me or on the other end, a row of microphones, and probably 3 microphones, maybe 2, maybe 1 microphone. I don't know. We'll see what works best. There will be one telephone on a table.
Okay.
That
You
will
still
be-
need that phone, right?
Christy has it.
Awesome.
Christy emailed, she's got one. So it'll be ringing intermittently. It won't actually ring because we're on the air, but actors will randomly pick it up and realize that the
Hello?
world thinks it's real. And then huddle and lock the door. You know, I don't know. But it'll give it a little bit of depth. Right? So
Okay.
I like that. Okay, Captain, let's on page 6, if you've got your pages numbered now. Nathan, be our captain.
Excuse me. Captain Lanson. You need to get that Lance.
Dave, can you be the officer? And Brian, can you be the gunner? Nathan, will you be observer, please? Chuck, do you want to read? I forgot to even ask you. I'm sorry.
No, but I will have to.
Huh?
No, but I will have to.
Okay. Well, if you want to, speak up. If you don't want to, then
Can I
Just sit
ask
there.
for the stranger?
you want to be the stranger?
What do you say there, stranger?
The artilleryman.
Oh.
Let's see. I haven't given anyone commander yet.
Can it be Cobra Commanders?
Yes, it can.
Let's see.
Insert everything
Man,
as long
there's
as
some
it's.
epic action going on here.
Yes. Yes.
All right, Dave, can you be my commander? Oh, you want to be stranger and observer?
No, I'm saying you haven't given out observer.
Yes, she has.
I did.
Oh,
Yeah, she did.
oh, I missed it then, I'm sorry.
Oh, I gave it to. Who did I give it to?
2 to 3.
Oh, Nathan. I gave Nathan observer. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes, thank you.
Okay, that's it. So, be big and just play with your 40s voices, and I'll make notes on what I like. Oh, actually, I'll probably tell you what I really like. That way, you can kind of knock it in your brain however you can.
I got you.
And I will start the timer too, because this is all my friends. Just a moment. Any other questions?
I'm good.
Ready?
When you are.
Just expected that to fall over.
It's okay, folks. It's okay.
Brooks,
Now we boys.
All
go
right.
lay down. Go lay down.
Let's go.
Go lay down. Come on.
We know now that in the early years of the 20th century, this world was being watched closely by intelligences greater than man's, and yet as mortal as his own. We know now that human beings busied themselves about their various concerns. They were being scrutinized and studied, perhaps almost as narrowly as a man with a microscope might scrutinize the transient creatures that swarm and multiply in a drop of water. With infinite complacence, people went to and fro all over the earth about their little affairs, serene in the assurance that their dominion over this small spinning fragment of solar driftwood, which by chance or design man has inherited out of the dark mystery of time and space. Yet across this immense ethereal gulf, minds that our minds as ours are to the beast's jungle, insects or intellects vast, cool, unsympathetic, regarded this earth with envious eyes and slowly, surely drew their plans against us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program with dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News. At 20 minutes before 8 Central Time, Professor Farrell of the Mount Jennings Observatory, Chicago, Illinois, reports observing several explosions of incandescent gas occurring at regular intervals on the planet Mars. The spectroscope indicates the gas to be hydrogen and moving towards the Earth with enormous velocity. Professor Pearson of the Observatory of Princeton confirms Farrell's observation and describes the phenomenon as, quote, like a jet of blue flame shot from a gun, unquote. We now return you to our musical program.
Enjoy Mars candy bars, the taste that invades your mouth.
Ladies and gentlemen, following on the news given in our bulletin a moment ago, the Government Meteorological Bureau has requested the large observatories of the country to keep an astronomical watch on any further disturbances occurring on the planet Mars. Due to the unusual nature of this occurrence, we have arranged an interview with noted astronomer Professor Pearson, who will give us his views on the event. In a few minutes, we will take you to the Princeton Observatory in Princeton, New Jersey. We return you until then to the music of Ramon Raquello and his orchestra. We're now ready to take you to the Princeton Observatory of Princeton, where Carl Phillips, our commentator, will interview Professor Richard Pearson, famous astronomer. We take you now to Princeton, New Jersey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Carl Phillips speaking to you from the observatory at Princeton. I'm standing in a large semicircular room, pitch black except for an oblong split in the ceiling. Through this opening I can see a sparkling of stars that cast a kind of frosty glow over the intricate mechanism of the huge telescope. The ticking sound you hear is the vibration of the clockwork. Professor Pearson stands directly above me on a small platform, peering through a giant lens. I ask you to be patient, ladies and gentlemen, during any delay that may arise during our interview. Besides his ceaseless watch of the heavens, Professor Pearson may be interrupted by a telephone or other communications. During this period, he is in constant touch with the astronomical centers of the world. Professor, may I begin our questions?
At any time, Mr. Phillips.
Professor, would you please tell our radio audience exactly what you see as you observe the planet Mars through your telescope?
Nothing unusual at the moment, Mr. Phillips. A red disk swimming in a blue sea. Transverse stripes across the disk, quite distant now because Mars happens to be the point nearest to Earth. In opposition, as we call it.
In your opinion, what do these transverse stripes signify, Professor Pearson?
Not canals, I can assure you, Mr. Phillips, although that's the popular conjecture of those who imagine Mars to be inhabited. From a scientific viewpoint, the stripes are merely the result of atmospheric conditions peculiar to the planet.
Then you're quite convinced as a scientist that living intelligence as we know it does not exist on Mars?
I'd say the chances against her are 1,000 to 1.
Just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, someone has just handed Professor Pearson a message. One moment, please. Professor Pearson has passed me a message which is just received. Professor, may I read the message to our listening audience?
Certainly, Mr. Phillips.
Ladies and gentlemen, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Seismographs registered shock of almost earthquake intensity occurring within the radius of 20 miles of Princeton. Please investigate. Signed, Lloyd Gray, Chief of Astronomical Division. Professor Pearson, could this occurrence possibly have something to do with the disturbances observed on planet Mars?
Hardly, Mr. Phillips. This is probably a meteorite of unusual size, and its arrival this particular time is merely a coincidence. However, we shall conduct a search as soon as daylight permits.
Thank you, Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 10 minutes we've been speaking to you from the observatory at Princeton, bringing you a special interview with Professor Pearson, noted astronomer. This is Carl Phillips speaking. We are now returning you to our New York radio studio.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the latest bulletin from New Jersey. It is reported that at 8:50 p.m., a huge flaming object, believed to be a meteorite, fell on a farm in the neighborhood of Grover's Mill, New Jersey. The flash in the sky was visible within a radius of several hundred miles. We have dispatched a mobile unit to the scene and will have our commentator, Carl Phillips, give you a word description as soon as he can reach there from Princeton. In the meantime, here is some music. We take you now to Grover's Mill, New Jersey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Carl Phillips again at the Wilmouth Farm, Grover's Mill, New Jersey. Professor Pearson and myself made the 11 miles from Princeton in 10 minutes. I haven't yet had a chance to look around. I guess that's it. I guess that's the thing directly in front of me, half buried as a vast pit. Must have struck with terrific force. The ground is covered with splinters of a tree. It must have struck on its way down. What I can see of the object itself doesn't look very much like a meteor, at least not the meteors I've seen. It looks more like a huge cylinder. It has a diameter of What would you say, Professor Pearson?
What's up?
What would you say? What is the diameter?
About 30 yards.
About 30 yards. The metal on the sheath is, well, I've never seen anything like it. The color is sort of yellowish white. Curious spectators are now pressing close to the object in spite of the efforts of police to keep them back. They're getting in front of my line of vision. Would you mind standing to one side, please?
Nothing to see here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could convey the atmosphere, the background of this fantastic scene. Hundreds of cars are parked in a field in back of us. Police are trying to rope off the roadway leading to the farm, but it's no use. They're breaking right through. Cars' headlights throw an enormous spot on the pit where the object's half buried. Some of the more daring souls are now venturing near the edge. Their silhouettes stand out against the metal sheen. One man wants to touch the thing. He's having an argument with a policeman. The policeman wins. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's something I haven't mentioned in all this excitement. But now it's becoming more distinct. Listen. You hear it? It's a curious humming sound. It seems to come from inside the object. Move the microphone nearer. Now we're not more than 25 feet away. Can you hear it now? Oh, Professor Pearson!
Yes, Mr. Phillips.
Can you tell us the meaning of that scraping noise inside the thing?
Possibly the unequal cooling of its surface.
I see. You still think it's a meteor, Professor?
I do not know what to think. The metal casing is definitely extraterrestrial. Not found on this Earth. Friction with the Earth's atmosphere usually tears holes in a meteorite. This thing is smooth, and as you can see, of cylindrical shape.
Just a minute. Something's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, this is terrific. This end of the thing is beginning to flake off. The top is beginning to rotate like a screw. The thing must be hollow.
She's a moving. Look, the darn thing's unscrewing. Keep back. Oh my God. Keep back, I tell you. Hey, come on. There's men in there. Oh God, it's red hot. Help.
She's on.
Keep
The
back.
top's
Oh
loose.
my God.
Look at her.
Keep them back. Oh my God. Is that my boy?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most terrifying thing I've ever witnessed. Wait a minute. Someone's crawling out of the hollow top. Someone or something. I can see peering out of that black hole two luminous discs. Are they eyes? Might be a face. It might be.
Oh my God!
Good heavens! Something's wriggling out of the shadow like a gray snake. Now it's another one and another. They look like tentacles to me. I can see the thing's body. It's large as a bear, and it glistens like wet leather. But that face, ladies and gentlemen, it's indescribable. I can hardly force myself to keep looking at it. The eyes are black and gleam like a serpent. The mouth is V-shaped, the saliva dripping from its rimless lips that seem to quiver and pulsate. Whatever it is, it can hardly move. It seems weighed down by possibly gravity or something. The thing's raising up. This is the most extraordinary experience. I simply can't find words. I'll have to stop the description until I can take a new position. I'll be right back.
We are bringing you an eyewitness account of what's happening on the Wilmuth Farms, Grover's Mill, New Jersey. We now return you to Carl Phillips at Grover's Mill.
Ladies and gentlemen, am I on? Ladies and gentlemen, here I am. Back of a stone wall that adjoins Mr. Wilmuth's garden. From here, I get a sweep of the whole scene. I'll give you every detail as long as I can talk, as long as I can see. More state police have arrived. They're drawing up a cordon in front of the pit, about 30 of them. No need to push the crowd back now. The captain is conferring with police and Professor Pearson. Now they've parted. The professor moves around to one side, studying the object, while the captain and two policemen advance with something on their hands. I can see it now. It's a white handkerchief tied to a pole, a flag of truce. If those creatures know what that means, what anything means. Wait, something's happening. A humped shape is rising out of the pit. I can make out a small beam of light against the mirror. What's that? There's a jet flame springing out of the mirror, and it leaps to the right of the advancing men. It strikes them head on. Good Lord, they're turning into flames! Now the whole field's caught fire. The spreading everywhere! It's coming this way! About 20 yards to my right!
Ladies and gentlemen, due to some...
Dead silence.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to circumstances beyond our control, we are unable to continue the broadcast from Drover's Mill. Evidently, there is some difficulty with our field transmission. However, we will return to that point at the earliest opportunity. In the meantime, we have a late bulletin from San Diego, California. Professor Indelkoffer, speaking at a dinner of the California